All right, man. I bet you would never think I'd be able to get this guy on the show, but it's going to be fun. I'm telling y'all right now, this thing is going to be a lot of fun. He's going to be on the show talking. Tell you, Sam, tell him, oh, got my finger in there. Hey, Sam, what's going on, man? What's happening out there?
Man, first and foremost, thank you. It's an honor to be on this. I peep the shows on Twitter. Okay, I see the who's list. So to be have the time and opportunity to be on here, man, I don't take this for granted. And like you said, let's have some fun.
No, I knew you knew I was gonna have you on the show, buddy. With our history and the recruiting and that, man. So let's jump right into it, man. What you got going over there, man? What's going on? Give me some insight on what's going on over there.
Well, as you can see behind me, we got some special balls. God is good, man. I'm going on year 4, right?
I remember when you got the gig.
Right. Come on. Everybody was saying, man, who the heck did we hire? This dude never had head coaching experience. Welcome to the SEC. He ain't going to do it. But you know what? We've had 3. Not 1, not 2, but 3 straight 20-win seasons. I've got a top 10 recruiting class in.
Yeah.
Right? We've been 10 straight years in the top 25 in women's basketball attendance. And then I'm giving a nickname for some of these transfer kids I got. I call us the Revengers. Several third school kids in today's climate now, which I know we're going to talk about later.
Yes,
all right.
Sir.
Sorry, hold on. Oh, that was a mistake. Sorry, I know we live. I got recruits and mamas.
That's okay, man. This show is transparent. This show is so transparent. It's like Shay. You were supposed to have a glass of whiskey there, and we were supposed to chop it up like that.
I love it. We'll have to run it back. All right, I'm gonna take you up on that one.
Yeah.
But no, back to the Revengers. I've got kids who had unbelievable first years, right? Or didn't get the playing time they wanted at a second year. So I told them, bottle that energy up. Come on down to Stark Vegas. Let's dance and let's go punch people in the face.
Well, I know one thing you could do is recruit, man. But let's look at this, man. You've been at some powerhouse programs, man. Louisville, Florida State, right? You've been there. What part of this journey has prepared you for this Mississippi State move?
Man, it's to what you just said. It's the people who hired me, right? And then the players I was able to recruit. Let's start with my first journey with Charlene Thomas Swenson in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We were the smallest Division I school in the country. High academics, man, what a beautiful little city, but, man, you a small university. And in the first year, we made history, won Conference USA, went to the second round where I lost to my assistant here, Sam Williams at DePaul, and a heartbreaker. We almost went to the Sweet 16 in year 1. And then I get a chance to move to Georgia Tech, back home I'm from Dalton, Georgia, to the ATL. And
I wouldn't have even known that.
Yeah, 6 straight years, my guy, Michelle Joseph. All right, one of the hardest working women that I still know today. Man, she is who I give credit for my work ethic and the grind mentality from a global standpoint, because obviously we had to recruit a lot of global kids in Atlanta, Georgia Tech. So that really helped my network and broaden my recruiting database. And then, obviously Jeff Walls, man, what can I say? 9 great years, 2 Final Four appearances, multiple top 10 recruiting classes. But what I want to give him his flowers on is the way he manages people. Mm-hmm. He hires assistants who have a drive and an energy to be a head coach. And a lot of coaches will say that, but they don't put you in place. Like when I grew up in the coaching industry, you always hear head coaches hiring assistants who are just labeled as recruiters. But they were never X's and O's, or they were really labeled where he allowed you in every area. And so that's why I feel like I've had success here at Mississippi State from day one, because I came from an environment where he treated me like a head coach. So it made it for an easy transition. I wouldn't say too easy, because until you move in the seat, nobody understands the weight and the energy and the decisions you're going to have to make. But it definitely helped me because of his guidance.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man, I call that the Greg Popovich. That's what I call that, where you empower your assistants. And in any corporate America, my wife is CEO at some companies, and I've dabbled in, not at that high level, but if you talk to people of that level, they don't do everything. They don't want to be the smartest person in the room. They want to be able to not micromanage. They want to bring in quality people, let them be them, and let them grow and be who they are, and send them out and do what they're supposed to do. But now that you've settled into the head coach seat in the SEC, what has been your biggest learning, your biggest learning moment, man?
Well, I mean, obviously, keep it real. You get humbled quick, right? Because obviously I was at the peak of a Final Four team at Louisville. And then, I was given the keys to an unbelievable program, right? The reason I took this job is, there's no doubt what Sharon Fanning did from day one, who still lives here in Mississippi, in Starkville, who's a part of my program, and Tan White and LaToya Thomas, big time players. And then obviously what Vic Schaefer did. And put this program at the top. I'm gonna give that flower every single day. We still talk. He lives here, so really proud of talking with the alums. And like any great program, a good program leaves breadcrumbs, right? And what are those breadcrumbs? And the breadcrumbs here are people. It's that simple. And anybody who knows me, just like we know each other, I'm a man of the people. I love people. I love life. So anytime you're given an opportunity to be a head coach, it's got to be the right fit. And there's a couple of things on my list that I wanted to make sure in my first head coaching job was, one, I wanted to be in a great conference, all right, which we are. I believe that
you picked the best one of the top in the country.
Yeah, and the coaches we keep hiring in this league only keep on getting better, right? So you boys got to level up every year. Then number two is you got to have a fan base. Like, we work way too hard and make too many sacrifices to have my young women come to a game or a gym that's empty, and we're not empty. My fan base is electric. They're passionate. We're top 10 in social media followers. We're engaged, not only during the game, but off the game. All right. And then three, like I said, it's got to be a great school. Mississippi State is slept on. Until you get here, I would say of all my destinations prior to this is the best university as far as a true campus. All right, where we don't have any traffic that's running through. It's beautiful. It's lake. It's fountains. It's green areas. It's diversity. It's everything that you want in a great education. And then to have a women's basketball program that, again, has numbers that people would die for the opportunity to play for makes this a dream job.
Man, give me my letter of intent. I'm signing right now. You just go look at you. I tell you, Sam, boy, give me my letter of intent. I'm signing. You sign an old man like me, dude.
Let's go,
man. So how are you navigating this new roster reconstruction? Because if you look at my tag over there, Bill Freeney. I don't know if you knew Bill Freeney, old guy. I used to tell him. He said, "Kerry, once a coach, always a coach." I said, "Now, Bill, I'm getting ready to evolve from coaching. I'm going to be the GM now from going on." So that's my new tag. How have you handled this new roster reconstruction and managing the portal and developing culture all at once? It's coming quick.
Listen, I don't know if we have enough time on the show to answer that question, right? It's loaded. I think one thing that's in my favor right now is I'm young. All right. I'm that new energy and that new wave where I haven't been in, where you hear some of the legends speak who are tapping out, especially on the men's side, that are tired of not having the old ways and are not willing to adapt. So I think the key to my success right now is being able to be relatable, adapt, and then you can't get emotional. Obviously, I've been on a roller coaster where when I'm given the job, you got two ways to go about it. You can clean house, or you can come and realize you were hired there for the young ladies that were already before you. And so I went that way, is wanted to keep and retain as many as possible and pour into them because they've been through a lot. Because what people don't understand is Vic made that run, but they had two head coaches before me. All right, that everybody forgets the timetable here. So for some of my young women, I was their fourth head coach. 3 years, which is crazy.
That's the space we're in now, man. Roster reconstruction.
Yeah, so I try to pour into them, build relationships. I had a lot of fifth-year graduates, so it's been crazy from that. And then obviously today's climate, a lot of young women have the opportunity to leave right after year one, or everybody says chase the bag, which it's part of today's climate. So I really try to focus in is put in a great product, obviously providing a great education, and most importantly, a healthy experience. We're talking about a girl dad. I think that's where it helps me is there's a parent approach about the way I go about coaching, where if you come here, I don't do crazy. I'm not crazy. All right. I'm demanding, but not crazy. And I'm going to hold you accountable, and I'm going to challenge you and push you, and, continue to try to chase championships.
Well, good stuff, man. I've always enjoyed talking to you, even just in tournaments while I'm out grinding, trying to come up. I see you all over the country doing your thing. So how, in this new era, how are you and Mississippi State embracing the NIL, and what's your relationship like with the collective and this coming on right now, which is new, because you better know what's going on in 2026 and things are changing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%. Well, first and foremost, I have an unbelievable athletic director, right? And Zach Selman, who's young himself. So he's innovative. He's hip. He's down to earth. He's everything that you would want in a head coach, because you need leadership. I'm only as good as the people above me, especially with our school president. They value women's basketball. So again, I have a product to sell in today's NIL market, as you described. Again, we're top 10 in social media followers. All right, which you get posted and your followers. I mean, you're automatically, that's a big part in third-party NIL deals. And then fan base engagement. We shake hands whether we win or lose after every game. It's about relationships. It's about my fan base getting to know you more than just a basketball player. And then obviously playing in the SEC, the opportunity with the network and the games that we're going to be played, you're on the national stage with a national opportunity to, make big noise. And then from there, it's the truth telling. Everybody wants a deal, but it's not reality. Today's time, you got to produce. And so what I love about me is look at Caitlin Clark at Iowa. Iowa's been a great player, but then you have that one player that puts it on the map. That's the same opportunities that you currently have in our program right now. Is we're a winning program, but with the right pieces and you come in and you produce, boy, this place could go to a whole nother level and a whole nother level for you in opportunities.
Well, I sometimes every time I put out my Rob Pelinka award, you're on it. You like somewhere on it between you, Coach Yo, Mark over at MC over at TCU, Sam. I'm like, these dudes are getting I don't know who to pick on that Sam. The Rob, who Rob Pelinka is, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're on the Rob Pelinka list, bro. You be on the finalist every year. So
I love it.
So are you educated as a coach, or you guys hired a GM to give you that knowledge and work with your GM in terms of the collective? This is what my budget is. I'm slotted this player here, this player there. How are you navigating through that? Because a lot of parents, and I'm trying to educate my girl dads on this, so that when they go in this recruiting process and they call me, I usually give them, because I have to study it and understand it myself. How are you handling that? Not have to give me particular numbers or anything, but the collective part of it.
Well, I seek information just like a recruit. I've been in this business 20 years. So I'm calling every head coach around the country. I think people can trust me. So I've had honest conversations with other programs of, okay, what percentage are you being given? What opportunities? Because I think all of us in this business as coaches, the one thing that we don't want to do is waste time. We don't want to waste a player's time, and we darn sure don't want to waste our own time. So the more truthful information of how we can navigate based on what we've been provided and what we can do has been key over this last 3 years. But also, I think to your question that everybody is scratching their head is, I don't think this market's going to be set for another 2 years, because you got to remember, we just finished a year of front loading and, collective money, which now is not the same anymore. The game is changing. And so now under this new set of rules that we keep reading every day, Trump's getting involved to change them even more. I think it's going to take 2 years for truthful numbers to occur. And that's why I encourage any parent on here that whatever business deals you make, you better be able to trust that head coach. All right. If you're talking to assistants, bye. Okay. You better be talking to the man who's in charge. And that's the one thing that I always preach about is I'm never going to give false information, because at the end of the day, my name's too early in this business where I've got plenty of years ahead of me. And that trust factor, and I don't play with people's money, is everything.
Yeah. And I tell you, Sam, I'm an old school guy, and I hate, but I've adjusted. I had Kelly on the show, Kelly Graves. He and I were talking about it, and I think the money factor is hurting the purity of the game. I'm with it. I understand it, but I think it's hurting the purity of the game. But I do believe it's necessary. And I think that, like I said, educating my girl dads on what the collective is and the budget that Sam has to deal with. And he has to deal with this, this, this. So when you're making your decision, Dad, don't think that you're going to go over here and get this from this. Now with the new stuff going, having to go to NLI Go, your NLI stuff has to be verified. Anything over $600 has to go here. I need to be educated as the GM of my space so that I can educate my girl dads in this process. So that's something that I've been looking at. But let's get into some fun stuff, dude. Yeah. Girl dad. The show is a girl dad. You have 4 girls in the house. 4 girls in the house. Well, does that affect your coaching staff, dude? Let me see.
For the audience, here's my squad.
Man, look at that. True girl dad. Yeah. Girl dad. He's a girl dad. So does that affect your coaching style, man? Are you more sensitive now? Because I know I only have one, but I've been raised by 3 sisters.
100%.
Does that affect your coaching and help you deal with ladies?
Oh yeah, no, it's huge. I think I'm a man of faith, so there's definitely
we know that
in the right profession, right? God blessed me with 3 little girls that now look at me as a women's basketball head coach. I definitely feel like it's made me a better head coach, and every recruit I tell and their families, they'll tell you any concerns. I'm never going to send my child once they get to college somewhere that I can't call that head coach if I'm not sleeping right. So I try to relate to the parents to let them know that you're going to have highs and lows, but we got to work together because I understand that ear and that circle, right? And we all got to be on the same page with the same message. And if we can do that, man, your child's going to have a great experience. And that's what my goal is all about.
Yeah, I tell you, man. Let me tell you this. I like I said, I always enjoy talking to you. So as a girl dad, man, how does after a tough loss or something going on, as a girl dad, how did your daughters keep you grounded?
Oh, they're emotional.
Go home and you're like, man, come here, baby girl. Come here.
I try that, but you know what? They're older now. Give it to me. They're like, Dad, what's up? Like, we shouldn't have lost the game. So they're my toughest critics, man. They're like assistant coaches. I don't even have them on the payroll because I'm going to share a funny little story with you.
Yeah.
I was concerned moving chairs from assistant to head coach. So the first year I was a head coach, I had a family dinner and I pulled out the schedule and I said, listen, I just want to let y'all know Daddy's going to be a different dude, but in a good way. I got a little bit more responsibilities and some of the freedom that we had at Louisville, I'm not going to have here in Starkville. So Daddy wants to do something different for you all for the sacrifices you're going to have to make and things that go on. They're like, all right, what's up? And then I was like, you get to pick one game. All right. It's got to be a legit game. And if Dad wins that game, I'm going to do something nice for you. Right. So my kids, they're not dumb. They're basketball people. We moved to the SEC. And at the time, Tennessee is, one of the top programs. And they're like, Dad, we want Tennessee. I said, all right, bet. We beat Tennessee. What you want Dad to do? And they said, we want a trampoline for the backyard. I said, done. All right. And boy, we beat Tennessee my first year in double overtime. Dad had to come through.
I watched that game.
Man, so it's a tradition like no other. The following year, they want the defending national champs in LSU. We beat LSU at home, but the stakes went up. They wanted a pool.
An in-ground pool or one of the standalone?
I tried to get plastic, but they didn't play. So we got an in-ground pool. And then last year, again, they want the smoke. They wanted #1 Texas at home. Okay? Every bit coming back, they're like, Dad, we want Texas. And we were up and until they hit a buzzer beater shot at the end of the third quarter, and unfortunately lost that game, I think, by 5 points. But they almost went 3-0.
Man, I tell you, man, that's good stuff, man. That's having daughters, man. Like I said, and I'm a girl dad, man. It's great. It's good stuff, and I'm educating a lot of girl dads on that. Do your daughters hoop?
They don't. So I'm not that parent, right? So I laugh at parents. Those you parents listening, if you're crazy, I do laugh at you, all right, because it's too much. I know you can be involved in your child, but what are we doing? And y'all know who you are, all right? Come on, man. If you going berserk on your child during the game, but you ain't out there rebounding and put it through the right situations to be successful, shame on you, right? Man. So I want to be that dad. I don't force it on them. I want them to choose things that they love. But it's been cool to see over this last year, my middle child is starting to love basketball because of the influences of the young women I'm recruiting. So she's now coming with me in the mornings and slowly picking it up. So I might have a hooper here by next year.
Okay, man. I tell you, I'm gonna tell you the quick one. Quincy, my daughter, man, she never hooped. I'm in California, living in California, doing boys basketball. Never picked up a basketball till the 7th grade. I didn't think she's doing tennis, hip hop, dancing. I moved to Texas. Dad, I'm gonna try volleyball. Find out she ain't like do volleyball. She said, hey, Dad, can you teach me to play basketball? This 7th, 8th grade, so you know she's late in the game. Right. So I was blessed at that time, Sam, to get that. And I didn't. And my son is definitely not. He's a brainiac. So I was blessed. So I understand that, man. So that's good stuff. I tell you what, man. Listen to this here. Let's get into your legacy. Let's get into that, man. What are you planning on leaving there? What's my legacy gonna be? You like I said, you coached at different levels. You've been everywhere, or most of the places. What do you want to leave as your mark on there?
I think legacy is about making sure that the young women that I'm able to recruit, the assistants that I'm able to work with daily, have a great experience. That's your legacy. Because again, I don't take this for granted. All right. What a blessing as a college coach to be able to recruit across the world. All right. And inherit someone's child. And that's where the girl dad comes in for me, that I want to make sure that your 4 years were the best years of your life. If it happens to be 2, man, I hope it's the best 2. And if my legacy is when you get married or you're older in life and was like, man, when I reflect on my journey and that chapter in my life, that, you know what, it was a great experience, that I did my part. Because as we all know, from 18 to 24-year-old is a huge point in time period to mold someone's mind and their thoughts. So hopefully I'm a positive influence in their lives to go on to bigger and better things. And that's what I hope my journey ends up being at the end of the day.
That's good stuff, man. So we got to land this plane, or you and I be talking all night long. You guys had practice already?
We are out of school right now. So everybody went home for finals. Yeah.
Oh, so you just relaxing and kind of recalibrating and waiting for the shutdown. But tell me this, man, at the end of the day, whether it's basketball, parenting, what drives you to show up with passion every day? Passion is your middle name.
Yeah.
This dude's passion. Oh, man, sorry.
Hey, me and you both, man. The phone's hot. Let me be somebody.
I thought I put it on no ring for that's so unprofessional, huh?
Well, I'm fine too. I've had 2 phone calls, so between me and you, we'll have to make a donation.
I did a Stephen A. and started tap. Look at that! Oh my God, she should know I'm in the studio. I'm gonna turn it off. But what drives you to show up every day?
Yeah, so I'm gonna give a shout out to my father, Jim Purcell. He told me at an early age, make sure when you choose a career, you choose a career that you absolutely love, and you'll never feel like you worked a day in your life. And basketball was it, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I chased it.
Yeah, so that's why there's a passion and energy about me where I love what I do. I love you'll see me do this all the time. Tell me I can't win in the SEC. All right, bet. Your boy's a dog. Tell me I can't go get a top 10 class. Bet. All right, and that's what I'm going to tell any parent or recruit that's out here that wants to change the narrative and change the script, and you want to be that new wave and that new energy. Call your boy.
Because I know what your MO is. I know your MO, man. So closing and landing this plane, man. Give the girl, all my girl dads, all these, because I got a lot of them, Sam. They're here, all levels, big time players, small. I was on the phone. I only going to name drop a minute ago with number 2 player in the country's dad.
Yeah.
Give them a nugget, something that they should take in here. You know, I've had some good nuggets from some coaches and from some other dads. So give these guys something. This is from Sam Purcell, the man, SEC.
Well, I think if anything, a girl dad today should be really electric and excited, because 20 years ago, opportunities for women didn't exist like they do today. So the impact that you can have on your child and raising them, and most importantly, have a career and a future in a market where women are as valued and given as many opportunities as we've ever seen before, and that window, it continues to rise, should just motivate you to pour into your child, because man, the future is bright.
Yeah.
But to stay bright and keep that torch lit, that dad has to be a part of hard conversations and true love and be a part of the journey. Don't be that dad that you only support when things go well, man. Be there for that kid when things are also tough as well.
That's good stuff, man. You giving nuggets. That was a good nugget. Like I said, I've had some really good ones, man, that come in and get good nuggets on there about that. But I want to thank you for coming on the show, man. Like I said, I've been knowing you for about, 4 or 5 years now. And I've followed you at Louisville. I followed you at Mississippi State. You had some girls there. You recruited. You see me out. So thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you coming on. And next time we're having a whiskey while we talk.
Talk to me.